So before we do all that, let's give all praises to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakodash. Okay, and this is just going to be a talk, all right, meditation, if you will, right? And right now we just meditating on the word war, okay? Because that's what's in the atmosphere right now, right? That's what's in the atmosphere. That's what everyone is talking about, but you see, there's different levels to this thing. Okay, you have war as in the physical combat, and then you have war as in the psychological, as in the spiritual, right? As in the covert, the things that are unseen, right? There's a saying, there's a quote, it says, silent weapons for quiet wars, right? And when you think, the first thing I think of that, I think of the word smart, right? Which really is a word and an acronym at the same time. You know what SMART stands for? SMART represents or stands for secret, militarized armaments of residential technology. Now, everything that we consider smart technology is and was created, or I should say was and is created for creating war against people. Now, in order to go to war against people, you must know the people you're going to war with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical war. Once you win the war mentally, you've broken their spirits, and then it's just an easy takeover. So from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and then really at a very highlighted level or a heightened level, the 2000s. And then at an extreme level, the 2010s, right? We saw the breakthrough of technology. That's when you start to have the frenzy with Apple, right? Everyone, all of a sudden, every single year, Apple comes out with the same exact thing, tweaks one thing or two here and there. Maybe the camera lens gets a little better. They give you from, maybe you get 240p, now you get 450 or 480p or whatever. And then the next year they'll give you 720p, and then the next year they'll give you 1080p, then the next year 4K. That's all they do. Now, right, and then they have all these things, and then what happens? People use these things, these gadgets, these technological gadgets, and then they create this illusion of what life is supposed to be, this metaverse, if you will. So people have been conditioned for that for years. And then what they do is they willingly give them their information to our enemies. The government is your enemy. By the very word, the word government, right? They are your enemy because what? Government means what? Govern, right? Means control. If you govern something, you're controlling something, right? And then meant go into what? Mental, your mind. So mind control. Okay? Mind control. And that's all done by the media. And of course, with technology. So people end up being in a war that they don't even understand. But you see, the moment you download an app or you enter into any space when on the internet, on the world wide web, and you click the word agree or accept, you are partaking in that war. It's a war of information. Okay? It's a war of battling for people's souls. And you could see, bro, look around. Look at what's going on in the world. People just look lifeless. They're so consumed by the fallacy and the illusions of this world. Whether it's fear tactics that's being brought out, whatever energy that's being brought out, these people just eat it up because they're dead while they walk, the walking dead. Now you go into the word war, right? It says large-scale military conflict. Okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily always have to be a military involved, because you could have a war of words, right? Difficulty, dispute, hostility, fight, combat. Okay? These are all other words, or I guess you could say synonyms for the word war. Okay, so can we say that America is at war right now? You're damn right. Because they fit the very definition. And I'm not talking about, when I said America is at war, what did you think about? Ukraine, Russia? No. The people, the government, there you go. See, now you're talking. Right? The people, the government, now we're talking. See, now that's the war I'm talking about. See? Because all that foreign geopolitical bullshit that's on TV, again, it's television programming. That's what media is all about. Okay? Yeah. They just take clips from old shit. Some of them is video games. You know what I mean? I seen one that says, oh, they were showing some video of like one aircraft guy, you know, and he shot down 6 planes in one day or some bullshit like that. I'm like, yo, these niggas, bro. And they said the video came from a video game called Ace Combat. I said, boy, look at here. I mean, the propaganda is at an all-time high. You see? So they have this desire for people's attention. It's sickening, bro. See? But then they give you this war in Ukraine and Russia is bombing up Ukraine and all this extra shit. Meanwhile, back here in the homeland, the Department of Homeland Security is getting ready to basically call everybody who speaks against the government a terrorist. And dare me to prove it. Because they're trying to keep everybody distracted. Exactly. Exactly. That's my point. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the case. I wouldn't be surprised. They're the same niggas that said ISIS was taking over Syria. Remember 2014? I remember. 2014 is when ISIS came on the scene. And it was, oh, ISIS is in Ukraine. ISIS is in Syria. It was mostly Syria. And we need to go into ISIS. And that time it was, I believe, Obama. And he was talking all his bullshit. And I said, this guy is such a capping ass, hoe ass clown, bro. What are you talking about? We must go in there and fight against the ISIL. He used to call him ISIL, the Islamic State. I was like, this nigga is such a fool. And then Trump came into power and you forgot all about ISIS. And it was, oh, Russian collusion. Russia had to play a role in America voting for Trump. I'm like, what? Right, it's like it's always some whole ass shit. And then they're gonna show people on live TV, Russia and America. They're gonna show people with Putin and Biden talking about they having talks, walking side by side on TV, going to the same exact meetings. They go to the UN together. They do all these different things together. And then next week we're supposed to believe that they hate each other, and now they about to put sanctions on each other. And if Putin does this, then we're gonna do this. If Putin does, I'm like, what the fuck? Why aren't you? This is not the same energy that you had when you were seeing this nigga last week. Y'all was walking side by side having a whole conversation, nigga. Shaking hands, smiling at each other, taking pictures together. Talking about the same exact agenda on the same podium and how you gonna contribute and they gonna contribute to the same agenda. Y'all all in the same fucking game. So why is that all of a sudden you telling us that, oh, get out of here, bro. I don't wanna hear that shit, man. I want to hear that whole ass shit, but here it is. All right, they're saying that 90% of Americans, all right, are on the list. 90%, and they're gonna end up in either FEMA camps or they're gonna be dead. 90%, and people don't even fucking know that. They said those who believe in individual liberties, you're on the list. Those who believe in state rights, you're on the list. Those who want to make the world a better place, you're on the list. Those who want to defeat communism, you're on the list. Anyone that has political ideology that considers the state to be unnecessary, harmful, or undesirable, on the list. Oh, we're not done yet. We got a whole lot more to go. Like I said, 90% of Americans are on this list. So whatever I'm reading here, if you hear that, damn, that sounds like me, you are on the list, and they know you. They know you. They've been gathering intel on you ever since you created a new account on the internet. And they're watching you. They listen to everything you do. They know exactly what you're doing with your life. Everything you do, they know. They're watching. Right? Because remember, it's a war. You must know your opponent. So they study you. What tape? Oh yeah. The black tape on my camera. Yeah, I still have that. I have it on my computer. Yeah. I didn't throw that art away because, they tap into your phone. The NSA, the FBI. See, they are part of the licensing of actually having these products on market. So they have the ability to put in certain clause that if a company wants to put out a product, they must allow certain things. And those things that they will allow will open the door for these agencies to come in there and do what they do. And then also people help them out. Social media was created by the CIA, especially Facebook, by the CIA to what? To collect data from people without them having to go and look for you. You will give yourself up to them. Right? And you're going to like it. Privacy is gone. Forget about privacy. Now, if you meet a female in the streets nowadays and you don't have any type of social media or anything to show that, you're in this, this social media world, if you will, you're looked at as weird. A guy like me, if I meet a chick and she asks me, "Oh, what's your Instagram?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't use Instagram." "Oh, what's your Snapchat?" "I don't use Snap." Oh, it's like the whole conversation just dies down, right? It dies down. But we not. Right. You're probably hiding that you got a girl. Which might be true, but we don't really hide it because at the point, look, if I'm hiding anything from you, that's because you're not worthy to know the truth. That's why. I ain't got time to be telling you what's going on in my personal life like that. I don't even know you. What the hell are you? Yeah. So I tell you what you want to hear. I get what I want, and you move on with your day. I move on with mine. All right, because that's what they want any damn way. So not to waste time. There's no need to get deep with it. Surface level, casual, and occasional. But these bitches also gonna be on the list because bitches talk shit. Anyone that possesses an intolerance towards other religions, they're on the list. All right. Those who take action against the exploitation of the environment and or animals. So you got people who are protesting against Fauci, who might be using certain unconditional methods to perform certain tests by using animals and shit, and people go around and protest it. They are on the list. If you're anti-gay, you're on the list. If you're anti-immigrant, you're on the list. If you're anti-Muslim, you're on the list. If you're the Patriot movement, those who push that we need to get our country back from these elites, and you're on the list. Opposition to equal rights for gays and lesbians, you are on the list. Members of the Family Research Council, I don't even know what the hell that is all about, but they're still on the list. You see how deep this list goes? People who could be minding their own business on the list and they don't even know it. Right? They don't even know it. They don't even know it, bro. There's so many. They say anyone that is opposed to the New World Order, they put it right in your face. You're on the list. Anyone that is engaged in conspiracy theorizing, on the list. Anyone that is opposed to Agenda 21 is on the list. Anyone that is concerned about FEMA camps on the list. So if you're concerned about FEMA camps, your ass is on the list. Anyone that fears impending gun control or weapons confiscation is on the list. You worried about your Second Amendment rights? You're on the list. If you worry about it, you're on the list right away. All right. The sovereign citizen movement. You believe in sovereignty. You believe that you are your own person. No one should be above you except for the Most High. You are on the list. Those that don't think they should pay taxes on the list. Anyone that complains about bias is on the list. Even complaining, you're on the list, bro. Anyone who believes in government conspiracies to the point of paranoia, on the list. Anyone that is frustrated with mainstream ideologies, on the list. Anyone that visits, oh yeah. See? All of us, bro. But see, the key part right here is that those who refer to an army of God are on the list. Now the last one here says, those who believe in end time prophecies are on the list. See? And it said number 66, you know what it says? those who talk about the New World Order in a derogatory manner. That's number 66. And it's tied with the New World, specifically the New World Order. And this is all information that was given up by the information, the freedoms. What's that thing called? Oh, the Freedom of Information Act, right? Where you can get all this information and so on and so forth. So this is government official information that's just been declassified, right? Got all these people that are on the list, bro. So basically, like I said, 90% of Americans are on the list and they don't even know it. You see, they don't even know it, man. So, hey, man, I mean, hey, this is it, you know, this is it. Here it is. Gas prices, bro. Gas prices. You got all these devils, Rockefellers, especially the Rockefellers, man. I can't stand the first Rockefeller, that John D. Rockefeller piece of shit. I can't wait till we get our hands on that red fuck piece of shit in the kingdom, bro. That's 101 right there. 101, bro. That nigga, that 101. The reason, I'm gonna tell you the reason. Not just the fact that he's an Edomite, that's number one. Number two, this nigga came up with so many weird ass ideologies that we had to fucking learn and study in school. And I used to sit there and think, why the hell are we learning all this whole ass shit? Because he said, I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. That's what he said. John D. Rockefeller, bro. And then I believe his son or his descendant, all right, David Rockefeller, he said, we are on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis and the nations will accept the new world order. So what the fuck do you think is going on right now, bro? This is what's going on, bro. But guess what? The scriptures say something else. All right, hold on. Let me get you with the precepts. Like, see, now everything is written in the scriptures, right? But people don't know. These dumbass whole ass niggas don't know shit. So then they go around. Like, if people knew the power of the scriptures, everyone will actually go and, bro, everyone will go into their Bible and be reading it, because they'll be like, yo, this book is fire. Look at all the stuff that's in here. And it's happening. This is the most powerful book on earth. There's no other book that you can go into and be like, yo, page by page, the things that they said will happen is actually happening. Like, bro, what? The scripture say, Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Now, when you go into, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right? Right. So it says, when you read it in the NL, I'm going to read a few other translations just to see. All right. In the NLT, which I believe is the New Living Translation, it says, what sorrow awaits you who lie awake at... These niggas are already going off. NIV, the New International Version, it says, woe to those who plan iniquity, right? Iniquity means sin upon sin upon sin. Anything that you do wicked, basically wickedness is iniquity. As a matter of fact, like we always do, we're going to look it up, right? Iniquity, it says hostility, malevolence, a hostile action, wickedness, unfavorable situation, unequalness. So these niggas literally are the definition of iniquity. Remember how Biden came out and said that, the economic gap has even widened after the pandemic. The rich got richer and the poor got poorer. Like, that's iniquity, bro. That's unequalness, unevenness, and that's a false balance. You see, iniquity is a false balance. It's uneven. What does Proverbs 11:1 tell us? That a false balance is an abomination to the Most High, and a just weight is his delight. Right? So if Esau, these devils, John D. Rockefeller and his whole ass family, right? They are into unevenness. And that's not just him. It's not just him. It's him, and it's all these other so-called elites, whether they have faces in the media or not. All right, those who pull the strings, and it affects everybody here on earth. Them devils. Yes, them. All right, they form in all these groups and come off seeming like they're important, and they're meeting up in meetings and discussing the life of nature and how people are supposed to come together and create a new world and all this bullshit. And it's always going to favor all of us. And get out of here with that shit. It says unfavorableness, meaning it's going to only favor them, and everybody else is basically go F yourself. All right, unfairness, injustice. Isn't that what we're living in? These niggas could fly in planes and private jets, and we out here, we could barely afford gas. And they make a mockery of it. Here it is, little children still have to wear masks in schools, and you got these assholes because they said, the Supreme Court or whatever, all right, had taken off the mask mandate, but they're gonna keep it for schools. That's wicked, man. That's wicked as hell. No, the people are the fucking problem. You know why? Because they're just too dumb. All right, if they really, bro, all they had to do is just be like, nah, we good. We ain't doing none of this whole ass shit. We good. That's it. Because they bank on people's ignorance and their willingness and their fear. Those three things is easy for people to. Ignorant people always fear things and are willing to do whatever it is to take away that fear. And that's what's going on. All they gotta do is just keep hitting people with fear, and that's it. Because they know they're ignorant. That's why they don't want us to bring out the truth. Because if you bring out the truth, then you make people aware of what's going on. That ignorance is gone. That means there's no more fear. Okay? And when there's no more fear, then they're not willing to do what you want them to do out of fear. There ain't no fear. You see? It says evil, wickedness. That's Esau right there, man. These devils fit that to a T. You know? Right? They fit this shit to a T, man. Playing God. Creating. Playing God. Oh my goodness, playing God. That's their thing. All right, let's read this, and I'm gonna get another precept. It says, it says, woe to the NIV. Woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. Right? At morning's light, they carry it out because it is in their power to do it. And that plotting evil on their beds is basically the meetings that they have. Okay? Those meetings that they have, it normally happens over days, over nights, whatever it might be, but they have these meetings, right? And then they go to sleep on it. And then they wake up the next morning and they say, well, this is what we agreed on. This is what we're going to do. So the next morning, wake up morning, it's time to work, kick things into motion, make some phone calls, get some media people going, get a few news outlets going, get the magazines rolling, propaganda. And the next thing you know, they've created a whole storyline, and people's lives are being affected by it. You see? And then with that, they step into it and bring more and more and more plagues onto people. Right? It says they covet fields and they take them by violence. That's exactly what they do. They'll be like, oh, Syria, you got some oil in there. I might be coming in there to see what's up. Oh, you don't want to trade with the petrol? Oh, you don't want to do dollars? What do you want to do? You want to do ruble? Oh, okay. Get me some CIA agents. Go over there to Syria. Let's see what we can do with these niggas. Well, this is what we can do. There's this and that. Okay, bet. Hey, media, you hearing this? Let's get into it. CIA, go to CNN. Talk to them. Get Anderson Cooper on the list. Hey, put some information out there. Get the people to believe there's bullshit. All right, cool. We're good? All right. Send ISIS out there. They're good? Everything settled? Ready? Oh, boom. Hey, yo, ISIS is out here. We need to go to Syria and go take care of business. ISIL. Niggas going there to take care of business. All they doing in there is taking out those people in Syria who don't want Americans over there. They don't want that stupid ass change. They don't want to use your petrodollar. But because you want to force your petrodollar, you're going to come up with a reason to justify the reason why you're going to go in there and bomb these people. So they covet the fields and then they take them by violence. They don't take it with peaceable, well, let's trade off. You take a piece of America, we take a piece of your land. No, they don't do that shit. They come in there with military to take over whatever you got. Whether you like it or not, they don't care. And houses, and take them away, meaning people. All right. What makes a house? The people, man. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay. That's Esau right there, man. Telling you what you can and cannot do. All these stupid ass restrictions. That's an oppression. All right. That is an oppression. Okay. Why are these niggas like that? Because that's how they were created. That's why the Lord said, for Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Okay, they're the wicked. That's what the word Esau, all right, simply means wasted away is he. And the Hebrew is Ishashua or Isha. Okay, and he's a devil. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, and when you go into the book of 2 Thessalonians, and that's one of my favorite precepts, because it literally debunks these devils to the T. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. So who the fuck does that on this earth? Going all the way to the Pope, they call him the God on earth. Ain't that some shit? The Pope, a whole ass nigga, a pedophile, is God on earth. They call it papal infallibility. The Pope can never be wrong. That's some bull. That's crazy. And he's gonna be put to death soon. Bro, he's gonna get either he's gonna be destroyed, or he's gonna come back in the next life, and he's gonna eat slavery. All right, these devils know the prophecies, but they just don't like the fact that we know the prophecies. But that's all right. It's still gonna happen. But the thing is, it doesn't happen unless we know it. That was their trick. As long as we can get these people still sleeping and they don't know the prophecies, we're good. But once they wake up, that means the other stuff is about to start happening. And that's what's happening. You see, that's what's happening because the days will move quick. Right? They oppose and exalt themselves above all that is called God. Okay? He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of God, claiming that he himself is God. That means we should worship him. That means we should take his MOT beast. Okay? We should take his MOT beast, man. All right? Which is known as the RFID CHIP with no dip. Oh, shit. All right, so hey, that's what's going on. What's today? March 2nd? And the topic is war because we're in the month of war. March, Mars, Marches. All going into what? War. All right, so this is what 322. 322, man. It ain't take long. They started building it up late February, and then March came around and they started talking their shit. So hey, this is where we at. All right, this is where we at. So, I'm gonna leave it up there. Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.